Guitar Buddies, classic Iron Maiden for Halloween, Fear of the Dark. It's 7 minutes long, go blimey. Anyway, there's lots of sections to this. So we'll start at the obvious place, the intro. We're in the key of D minor, and I'm starting on a D on the 7th fret of the G string, to A on the 7th fret of the D string. And then we're just playing back on the D. It's got 1, 1, and so it's 1, 2 on that, 2, and then 2 on 9 on the E, and F on 10. Okay, back to the E. Another 2 on the D, back to the E. So 7, 7, 7, 9, 10, 9, 7, 9. Yeah. Then we're moving down to C. So we're going to 5 and 5. Okay, so C, G, G, C, C, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, same strings. A D on 7, an E on 9, back to D, back to C. And then, slightly different, it finishes with E, C, 9, 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. So, yeah, and they do that again. Then you swap into an A on 9. So basically you play the same thing, but now on the D and A strings. Okay, and this time you play 2 notes at the start. So instead of da da da, it's da 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 da. So da 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 da. So it's 7, 7, 7, 9, 10, 9, 7, 9. Of the D and A strings. Then the same as we did with the C, but now on the D and A strings again. Okay, again, it's 2 on the start. 5, 5, 5, 7, 9, 7, 5, 9, 5. Then back to the A. Then we jump down to the 3rd fret. Little slow down at the end. So, but I'm just playing the same as I did on the 5th fret. Okay, but 2 frets lower. So F, C, F, G, A, G, F, A, F. So 3, 3, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 7, 3. I've got a second guitar on the intro that's mostly playing an octave lower. So we're starting D, A, D, E, F, E, D, E. The same notes, all 1 octave below. Yeah, so play 5, 5 on A and E, back to 5. E on 7, 8. F, E, 7, 5, 7. Okay, I'm going to C, G, 3, 3. Same strings. 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 7, 3. Back to the start. Then for the A, I'm playing an A on the E string there, and an open E. Back to A, B on 7, C on 8, 7, 5, 7. And now I can't get to a low D because I've not got my guitar like detuned. So what they play, and neither have Maiden. So what they play is they just play the same as the other guitar. So just playing the G here. Yeah. So that's the same as before, and then back to the same again, same as the other one. So just playing in unison there. Okay, and then we've got the kind of intro section with a clean sound. Okay, so we'll go through the rhythm parts first before looking at the solos. So the first rhythm section is played underneath the solo and carries on into the first verse. And we've basically got the chords of D5, B flat 5, C5, and we also have an F5 and a G5 there. So the D5 is 5 and 7 on the A string. The B flat 5 is 1 and 3 on the same strings. The C5 is 3 and 5. So that's all on the A and D strings. When we go to the F, that is F5. That is 3 and 5 on the D and G strings. And the G, 2 frets up, 5 and 7. Okay, so they're all kind of 5 chords. All right, so just root and fifth, no third. But just to make things easy, I'll just call them by D, B flat, C, F, and G from now on, so I don't have to keep saying 5 all the time. So we're starting with a D, and it's just kind of just doing a down up stroke. Okay, so we've got D, B flat, C, B flat, C. Stay on that C. And then again, D, B flat, C, B flat, C, D, B flat, C. Okay, and that's on the kind of first little guitar solo section. Okay, and then same kind of thing carries on into the first verse. So D, B flat, C, B flat, C. Again, D, B flat, C, B flat, C. Then this time D, B flat, C, F, G. So just like we said earlier, moving to the D and G strings. Back to D, B flat, C. So that's the first verse. B flat, now into the chorus. So the chorus is always the same sequence. The verses change a bit, but the chorus is always B flat, C, D, C, B flat, F, G, D. And again, B flat, C, D, C, B flat, F, G, D. Okay, and then we're gonna get a heavier tone on the guitar there for the next riff. We'll revisit the clean section when we look at the solos, but for the rhythm part, we've got the riff next. So it's so we're still in D minor. I'm playing just 3 notes, a D, on 5 on the A string, and we've got an A and a G on 7 and 5 on the D string. Back to A, repeat, D, A, G, A. And can just repeat that 3 times. And then we've got, so I've got a D, then a D, jumping down to the E string, to A on 5, back to D, okay, 2 each, 2 E's on 7 on the A string, 2 F's on 8, 2 G's on 5 on the D string, back to 2 Fs on A on the A string, and a single E. And then just repeat. Okay, and that crops up 3 times during the song. So verse 2 is just 3 chords, D5, B flat 5, C5. Again, I'll just call them D, B flat, C. Okay, and this is quite simple. It's just kind of a... just playing power chords, just... so that's pretty straightforward. And then we're into the second chorus. Okay, so this time we've got just again. Okay, so it's the same as we played on the clean section with the kind of alternate kind of root fifths. So this time we're just playing power chords, which again are root fifths. All right, but the sequences on the chorus are the same, but with just single chords. B flat, C, D, C, B flat. Then the F and G, which we were playing as kind of root and fifth before, with the alternate picking. I'm just playing lower here. So F, G, however you want to play it. It's root 5, 5. So 1 to 3 to the D. So fear of the down. Da, 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 da. Yeah, and then there's the next verse, and it's pretty similar. But you've got kind of the chords moving faster now. It's all the same chords, but each time they change slightly in the kind of length and kind of order. But we've got that little in there, which you'll hear pretty easy to follow through on the playthrough. And then again, it's just okay, D, B flat, C, and then so the second time round, instead of going, you go F, G, D, B flat, C. So for the third chorus, there's a slight change of rhythm. It's more... okay, so it's the same exact chord sequence. This time, instead of playing, it's more... okay, so that's chorus 3, and then we're into another... back into that, and then we've got the solo section. So what we've got there is we've got a... so it's... so the first kind of sort of solo is played over D, D5 again, B flat to G. Now the bass kind of goes B flat, C, okay, but the guitar just kind of just leaves the chord sustaining, so I'm not playing that when the bass is changing. So I'm basically just playing a repeated sequence of D5, B flat 5, G5, D. Okay, and that's over the kind of first solo, and then we go into kind of a more blues scaly solo, okay, up in the 10th position, and what I'm playing there is just D5, so it's 2 D4. So basically just okay, so it's just D, B flat, C. That moves up. So then we're going, changing key to F sharp 5, D5, E5. Okay, and then we've got okay, so this section, so coming out of the solo, it's a bit of a solo over it, then it kind of starts singing Fear of the Dark over the same chords. Okay, so again, all 5 chords, D, got 2 bars, B flat, bar G5, bar A5, and then got a little. Only time I'm not really playing a 5th chord here is I've got an added 9th. So I'm playing 5, 7, 7, 5, 5, starting on the A string. So D with an added 9th, or suspended 2nd, okay? Whichever way you want to think of it. Alright, so probably suspended 2nd as I'm not playing a 3rd, but yeah. Okay, and so that repeats, and then you've got another. Okay, and then you've got verse 4, which is again. So it's all very similar, but again slightly different order. So it's D, B flat, C, F, G, D, B flat, C, and then again. Fear of the. So you're back into that kind of rhythm, okay? And that's just the chorus with that rhythm going over 4 times, okay? And then you're basically back into the kind of clean section. I would, you know, so. So you've got a little guitar solo there, just like the intro, and then feel the D, B flat, C, and it ends on kind of slowing down F, G, D. Okay, a lot to unpick there, but great stuff. And we'll take a look next at those solo sections. For the first solo after the intro, I've got a clean tone. I'm still in D minor. Playing A, D, E, F, G, F, E, C. Okay, so it's 7, 7 on D and G to the B string. 5, 6, 8, 6, 5, and 5 on G. Just a G, C, G. So 5, 5, 5 in the 3rd fret to 5. So B flat to C. F on 6. D on 7 on G string. So B string to G string. Basically the same first phrase again, just landing on that C. Then kind of again. Kind of nice if you slide it as well, as you could do, or kind of up to you really. Yeah, it's all the same pretty much. So it's a nice little intro solo, okay, and then we'll move on to the solo section. Next up, I've got more of a distorted lead tone. I've got. So again, still in D minor. I'm playing 7, 5, 6 on the D and B strings. Back to 5. Pull off. 6, 5. And pull off slide. So 7, 5, 3. D, C, B flat. Then I'm just 3, 2, 5, so pull off, 5 on the D string, then just pulling that A onto upper semitone and releasing. So then the same. But the second time, instead of going, I'm just going C back to D, 5 to 7, and then changes slightly. So I'm playing D, A, D, E, F, G, F, E. And then do that again. 7, 7, 5, 6, 8, 6, 5. And then, so that'll pull off D, C, A. Then another bend on that A. So 7, 6, 7, bend on 7 on the G and D strings, and then the same. Except the second time, instead of just going up an octave, yeah, doing a little semitone bend on 10 on the A string. Okay, so that's that first section from the middle bit. So for the solos, I was changing guitar, kind of making them more metal each time. But for the explanation, I'll just stick with the Strat because it's nice and easy to see what's been played on the neck. I'm starting with classic kind of blues scale lick there, just a bend on the G, on 12 on the G string. Pull off. And then down to 10, down to the F, so bend. But on top I'm playing a C. Yeah? So I've got 13th fret on the B string. And an F on its own, D, F, 12, 10. On D and G. And then I've got a little kind of slide up. So sliding up to about 12th position there, hitting a kind of double stop, C and F on 10 and 10, bending on 12. Okay, on the G string. Okay, very Chuck Berry, double stop. A and D on 10 and 10. And then we've got a D minor run. So I am just bending on up to G. So I'm bending up on 13 on the E string, and then so just pulling off. Okay, so I'm 13, 12, 10, F, E, D, C, D. Okay, so that's 13 on B, back to 10. Then 13, 11, 10, C, B flat, A. Then got G, A, G, F, D, F. So that's 10, 12, 10, 10 on the B and G and D strings. F and a G with a big kind of vibrato, kind of pushing it towards A. Back to the F. So it's kind of, yeah, that kind of thing. For the next phrase, we've got so here I'm bending on 15, G to A, and then we've got G, F, E, F, E, C. So that's 15, 13, 12, 13, 12, and 13 on the B string. Then I'm playing G, C, G, F. So 12, 13, 12, side to 10. Then just bend into the A, release, to 12, down to 10, D, back to 10. Okay, and then we've got kind of playing like we played at the start, adding the, sounds like you've got the F on top as well, so playing a little 13-13 with that bend. Okay, and then you basically got so kind of a little blues scale run down. So after that bend, you've got yeah. So it's slowly. So you do the bend and then kind of play that G to F, D, F. Then so it's 12, 10, 12, 10. Then D, C, A, C. Again 12, 10, 12, 10. But this time on the D and A strings. Then I'm playing like that. So it's 12 little chromatic blues scale note. So 12, 11, 10. So 12, 11, 10, 8, 10, 8. Land on the D. So A flat, G, F, G, F, D. So that kind of nice classic kind of blues scale ending. So for the next solo, I didn't get too hung up on trying to spend hours learning every phrase note for note. Because, you know, if you're doing a gig, you don't want to spend time doing all that when nobody's really going to notice, you know, if you've got one note here that's missing or just slightly different, okay? Because a lot of it's very fast, okay? So I'm playing at the start. The first section I think of as a bend and a wiggly F sharp minor bit, okay? So I kind of think of it in little sections, bend and a wiggly F sharp minor bit. So you got... kind of something like that. Okay, so the notes, it's really the most important bits to learn is just what notes they're basically playing, and you can kind of blast around them and get something that sounds, you know, perfectly good for a solo. So the important notes are really this phrase that starts. Okay, that's the big notes. Is I'm starting on C sharp on 14, bending to a B. From 17, okay, so 14, bend an A to a B on the E string, and an A with a bit of a wiggle, and then you've got this little F sharp minor run with a little accidental note in. Okay, so it's all based around F sharp minor. So starting from that note we just left, if I'm going down, it'd be 17, 16, 14, 17, 15, 14, 16, 14, 13, goes down to the D string on 16, and back up. Yeah, a little bend at the end. Okay, so it's something like... So there's a little accidental G note in there. Accidental meaning it's not an accident, and accidental refers to a note outside the scale. But anyway, so you've got, but if you miss it out, doesn't really matter. You know, it might have been an accident, who knows? Okay, but basically after that bend, I'm playing So I'm playing basically 16, 17, the little trill there on 16, 14, G sharp and F sharp. So G sharp A, G sharp F sharp, G sharp F sharp, down to an E on 17. And then there you go, this G natural, that's the accidental. And then I'm just going to go from that E to that G on 15, pull off, and then go down the scale. Okay, E, D, C sharp, 17, 15, 14. So basically 17, 15, 14, then back to 17 on the B string, 17, 15, 14. So slowly, kind of something like. Then as you get down to here, you've got very kind of rock and roll, bluesy kind of little fast little bend on that B on 16, and then little trill, little hammer pull, 14, 17. It's kind of a blues scale lick. So just two of those. And then you're kind of going down and up the scale. So you've got B again, then C sharp, D, C sharp, B, A, just slide it down to G sharp. So 14, 15, 14, 16, 14, 13, then 16, third or fourth finger, then just going back up. So go back up the scale again, little hammer pull on there, and then bending up and down, coming off. Okay, and there's a little bit of whammy bar there on that bend, and it goes kind of bends up. This is the second bit. Okay, so that was like the first section that I think of. The second section, okay, so again, I might not play it exactly the same every time. Okay, as long as I think of it as that bit, then some bit of noodling, end there. All right, you know, so you're close enough for jazz. All right, and then we've got the next bit, which is basically it's more of a blues scale section. This. So it's using mainly these notes, you know, the F sharp minor pentatonic. So it's all the same notes as before, just leaving some out. Okay, so instead of the full scale, it's more kind of, so you've got that. So basically what I'm doing is a little bit of whammy bar, and then just really going down that pentatonic shape and coming back up with a bend at the end. So it's really just sort of the hammer and pulls around 14, 17, and then on the G, D and A strings, 14, 16. That kind of stuff. So ended there. So again, that's my kind of little roadmap for that section. So, you know, the next section, so we've done that little bit, ended there, that little pentatonic bit, and then I'm kind of going up to another bend. Okay, so this time we're starting a bit higher. So we've got a little section there where we've got a nice little major scale, kind of an E. It's like an E major chord there. Yeah, but basically, so we're bending up to a C sharp on 19, then just pulling off. B, A, G sharp, then E, then sliding the B down to an A here. So it's kind of like, something like that. So yeah, and then we've got another very similar kind of little kind of next section to the first bit where I'm kind of. So again, does a little. Again, it's so fast if you miss it out, but he does put another kind of outside note in there. So C sharp, D sharp. So you kind of come out of that. And then you kind of play 14, 15, 16. Again, if you just went, didn't play that D sharp, wouldn't really matter, you know, nobody noticed. But basically, it's that F sharp minor scale again, but the accidental this time is the D sharp, the outside note. So just kind of just little, it's almost a little chromatic one up. So it's kind of just coming down the scale again, that kind of way. So just kind of something like that. I say just kind of do a little scale run down, and then the important bit is that nice little phrase D. So I'm playing all on the B string, 15, hammer pull, 12, 14, the hammer pull, down to 10, 12, hammer pull 10, 12, 9, 12. Okay, so I think of that as like a bend, a noodly bit, a run down, and then I think last bit is a little sweepy bit. So you've got, so I've just got an F sharp minor here. So I'm kind of sweeping across 11, 10 and 9 to 14. Got hammer pull on there. All those last two notes. So 9, 14, 9. Back to 10. Then sweeping across those strings again. Ending on that F sharp. Okay, so that's an approximation of the kind of shreddy solo. And next we'll take a look at the kind of final solo. Phew, okay, so we're getting there. Next section we've got, so that's D, A, F, G. So that's 7 on G, 10, 6, 8. And then same again. But end on F the second time. Then we go down to B flat. So I've got 3, F on 6. So on the G string. Then 6 on B, 3, 5. Same again, but then go to a C at the end on 5 on the G string. Then go to a G, 5 on the D string, to 7 on G. So D to, so we've got G to D there. B flat C, so 8, 5. Then move it up. So we've got A, F, so 7 to 10, 7 to 9 on the D and G strings. Then C to A, so the D string 10 to 7. Then so we've got D, A, D, C, so 7, 7, 7, 10. Then coming back up, 7, 10 on D, 7 on G. It's got the same again, same notes. And 7, 10, so it's just there. So it's just those 3 notes of D, A, and C at the end there. And we've got that a couple of times. And then basically we're back into the kind of chords, first chorus, etc. And at the end, we'll kind of just repeat that little solo section from right at the start with the clean sound. And there you go. What an epic tune. But we're not finished yet because there's the bass part. Okay, so for the bass part, we're starting on single notes on the intro. Just D to C, D to C. So 5 on A to 3 on A. Okay, then we go up to an A. to a G, so the D string, 7 to 5, back to A, then F on 3, G on 5, alright, and then we're into the kind of little guitar section of these fifths. So we're playing a lot of fifths in this tune, and so basically we've got 3 chords, a D5, a B flat 5, and a C5, and we also come across an F and a G5, okay, and that's pretty much most of the chords in the kind of verse and chorus, a couple of extra ones in the solos, etc. But we're doing this. Okay, so we've got, basically we played root and fifth, a D and an A. I played this with a pick, and the way I'm doing it, I don't know if it's how they do it, but I'm doing just down up strokes. So I'm going from a D5 on 5 and 7 on the A and D strings, to B flat on 1 and 3, to C on 3 and 5, and B flat. Okay, and I'm repeating that again. And staying on the sort of C for 2 bars that last time, and then I just kind of repeat all that section again. It's quite easy to follow through on the playthrough because it's very obvious where these chords are going. So you've just got this combination of you've got D5, B flat 5, C5, B flat 5, C5, then D5, B flat 5, then sort of a longer C5. Okay, and then you're into verse 1, which is the same chords, but we've got an extra little F and G, which will come to. So it's basically I am a man who walks alone. Da, 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 da. So that's just like what we played already. D5, B flat 5, C5, and then again same. This time there's a little change. D5, B flat 5, C5. So here we go to an F5 to a G5. So playing on the D and G strings here, on 3 and 5, and 5 and 7. D5, B flat 5, C5. Again, a little longer, and that's C5 takes us into the chorus, which is pretty much the same things but a different order. So it's Fear of the Dark, B flat 5, C5, D5, C5, B flat 5, F to G. Okay, I won't keep saying 5 anymore because you get the idea. It's pretty much all 5s. So B flat. So that's the chorus. So the chorus starts with B flat. C, D, C, B flat, F, G, D. Again, back to the start. It's the same, B flat. It ends on that D5 there. And then you're into the kind of riff section, which is it goes down to, so you've got a D5 again, but this time going down, not up. So we're going root to fifth. Okay, so we've got, while the guitar's playing. Yeah, so we've got, so D, A, down to B flat. So we're just playing same strings, A and E strings, going from 5 and 5 to 1 and 1. C. And then you kind of join the guitar on this bit of the riff. So I've got D, A, so 5, 5, 2 each, 2 on back on D. And E for 2, F, so 7 to 8. Then G on 5, back down F, and a single D, single E, sorry. So, yeah, so you got, so altogether. And then, what we play a lot of this song is to give it that really fat sound. They play like power chords, basically. Again, we're going back to these fifth chords, but just kind of emphasising the first beat by playing, you know, normally on bass you're playing single notes, but here I'm actually playing the root and the fifth. So again, a D5. So just playing both notes and then the root. So verse 2 is just a repeat of basically a simpler version of because we're just going sort of 2 bars of D5, 2 bars of B flat, 2 bars of C, they repeat. Okay, and then the same kind of, it's the same chords for the chorus, but we're not doing fifths anymore. We're not doing, we'll just go, same kind of thing. Hit the double note. So B flat, C, D, C. And then just play these without the, just emphasising. So for the F to G on the chorus, I'm just playing a single kind of hits, boom. Then you've got basically, you know, you've got verse 3. It's all kind of pretty much the same. Each one changes a little bit of the order, okay, or the length of time you play them. It's always this kind of mix of a D, B flat, C, F and G. But on this one it kind of goes, you've got that little extra da, 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 so you've kind of got D flat, D5, sorry, B flat, C, a little boom, 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 B flat to C, second time, okay, going from F to G, okay, and then in chorus 3, it's the same exact chords, but a different rhythm. You kind of play. So it's still B flat, C, D, C, B flat, F, G, D, but I'm playing that kind of, so da 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 da. Then we're back into that kind of riff section, which is the same as before. So next we've got the solos. So we're coming out of the riff section. So the first sequence is a D, got a D5, then that just the roots. So it's like dun 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 kind of rhythm. To B flat. Then we go to a G, low G this time, so 3 and 5 on the E and A strings. Same thing. Then the root 5th, then the root, then B flat, C, back to the D. I'm doing that twice, okay, and the third and fourth times I'm skipping the B flat, so I'm going. So instead of, I'm not playing that B flat before the C. Okay, but basically that's the first solo section. And then we get into kind of a more bluesier solo, kind of based around the blues scale, up the neck. And it's basically just playing D again. This time there's a single note. So I'm just playing 5, 1, 3. Okay, D, B flat, C. Then we change key for the kind of more metal solo. So going up to F sharp, D, E. I've got a couple of those. Just okay. So following the F sharp, D, E section, we're going back to our home key. So we're basically D5, B flat 5 again, same kind of thing. G. So you've got that's kind of shorter. So that's sort of 2 bars, 1 bar, 1 bar, and back to sort of 2 bars of D, and that repeats. There's a bit of a solo over that, and then that's kind of like it sings over that as well. Fear of the dark, fear of the dark. Then basically it's pretty much the same sort of thing. You're back into another kind of riff section, and then back into a verse, and this verse is basically just D, B flat, C, F, G, D, B flat, C, then D, B flat, C, F, G, same again, D, B flat, C, and then you're into it kind of repeats the chorus 4 times with that kind of feel of the. So you're just repeating the chorus. Last time it slows down. So it's kind of. And then you kind of go back to the first little bit. So just D, B flat, C, B flat, C, D, B flat, C. Then you go to the F, G, and it just slows down at the end. All right, epic tune, and well, thanks for requesting it, and thanks for watching. Cheers, buddies.